And good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining our October 19th Downtown Construction Planning meeting. The meeting is being recorded just so that we can post it to the city's website at the ending for folks who were not able to join us in live time. Joe Awald, we typically start off with you and the water department. Are there any updates for folks?
Yes, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Major work for downtown is complete. We are only needing to wrap up some of our pavement on our service connections on Jefferson Street. And other than that, we are completed for our Montgomery and Jefferson downtown work. Any questions on that? All right, then. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. John Kivlehan, would you be able to share any updates about your city paving projects?
Hey, good morning, everybody. Major paving through the main downtown area is complete. We're now at the outer limits of Salina Street, heading up towards North State. It's milled and waiting to get a schedule from that's going to get paved. Same then on State Street. We have the section from Fayette to James Street to complete. Again, we're out of the downtown area. The only work remaining in the downtown area is the permanent striping. They have done a layout for the striping. Striping and some of the pavement finishes are very much dependent on weather and temperature. We are waiting for a schedule for the striping to get done. Depending on what the weather does in the remaining construction season, some of it may be temporary and some of the permanent work may come back next year. The permanent striping, again, the permanent treatments are very much dependent on weather and temperature. And the other remaining work down through downtown is the restoration of surfaces, the snow shelf behind the curb, some extra work or some additional work at 88 Corners, putting bricks back, et cetera, et cetera. But the majority of the heavy construction through the downtown area is more or less complete. That's it. 2 paving projects on Salina State.
John, with the work with the putting the bricks back around the snow shelf, is there any sense of time for when that work will happen?
The contractor right now is concentrating his efforts on paving. Paving season is very limited, very much dependent on weather. Putting brick pavers back in is not so much dependent on weather. That work can continue when weather gets bad.
Will that work be anticipated to be wrapped up hopefully before snow falls?
Depending on when the snow falls, yes.
Fair answer. Okay, thank you. Mirza, would you be able to update people on your paving projects?
Good morning, everyone. So Montgomery and the rest of Jefferson, which is from Salina to Montgomery, we're anticipating to start milling this Wednesday, which is tomorrow, and it should be done by end of this week or early next week. So the contractor already put signs that no parking is allowed, and that's the anticipated date. Subcontractors, they'll be pouring concrete along Warren Street and in some sections of Montgomery Street where the 88 Corners and sidewalk is removed right now. Also, granite curbing will be installed today and tomorrow along the Columbus Circle area. Brick pavers resetting, it's probably going to happen along Warren Street and Montgomery and part of Clinton Street in next week or so. I don't have an exact date on that. Also paving the final layer of pavement, which stop course. The anticipated start date for Clinton, Warren, and Jefferson between Clinton and Salina, weather dependent, will be end of October. So I'll give you an exact date once we get closer to that schedule. That's it. If anyone has any questions, let me know.
I do
Mir-
have a question, Mirza. It's Rachel from Days Plaza. Is that intersection at Warren and Jefferson ever gonna be closed off completely?
Maybe for half an hour. I really don't know. Once the milling machine comes along, they're gonna have to close it because they have to mill that intersection. It there's going to be flaggers and all that. So
Okay, are you gonna
yeah.
have dates for that intersection?
I'm sorry.
Do you have dates for that intersection?
So milling for that area will probably happen this week. I really don't know. The if you want, you can talk to Wes, but
Okay.
he's right now concentrating on Montgomery Street. So he's gonna start at Columbus Circle tomorrow, and he's gonna go south towards Adams Street. After
Okay.
that, I don't know if he's gonna jump on Jefferson Street or if he's gonna go, from Water Street on Montgomery and go south towards Jefferson.
Okay, I
Um,
guess like my biggest concern is they're gonna pave Warren Street on our block the same time that intersection's gonna be milled, and then it'll just kind of be catastrophic for people getting out of the building.
Oh, no, no one is gonna, paving is not gonna happen on Warren Street. Paving
Okay,
is gonna happen next week,
okay,
weather dependent. So this week
Okay.
is just milling. They'll just
Okay.
mill Jefferson, which
Alright.
is just removal of existing pavement.
Right.
And then next week, I really don't know the actual date when he's planning on paving Warren Street, but it's gonna happen. They're gonna have flaggers. So
Okay, it'll just
they
be the
shouldn't
same thing
be-
that we've done.
Yes, they shouldn't be,
Okay,
they won't close the road. I'll talk to him, but there's,
yeah, he's been pretty good. I just want to make sure I give my tenants a heads up.
yeah, I'll talk to him to reach out to you, and feel free to call him as well.
Awesome,
If
thank
have
you.
his number, no problem.
I do, yes, thank you.
Mirza, I had just missed the beginning of your section. What streets are starting to be milled tomorrow?
So it's probably going to be a 3 to 4 day process. But it's going to be Montgomery Street so tomorrow he's planning on milling Montgomery from Jefferson to Adams. And then he's probably gonna do Jefferson from Salina to Montgomery. And then after that, he's doing Montgomery from Water to Jefferson. So pretty much Montgomery from Water to Adams and Jefferson from Salina to Montgomery.
Thank you.
When they do the milling on Montgomery, we've got a garage ramp into the Exit Towers garage across from the War
Mhm.
Memorial. Will that remain accessible?
Yes. Yeah, they'll make sure. Also, I notified him that he should talk to someone at the security desk for the garage, just to be cognizant, because the garage is underneath Montgomery Street, part of it. Just want to make sure if it's possible, if you guys could move the cars away from that area, just in case any debris or anything like that starts falling. But I don't know if you're the point of contact or someone else.
Well, Laz Parking manages the garage for the city. But I have a point of contact with Laz. I can reach out to them.
Yes, if you
The
could
garage
as
is-
well.
They could displace people. The garage isn't at capacity, so they could have people park elsewhere and it wouldn't be too much of a disruption.
Okay, yeah, I've talked to the contractor to reach out as well, and I've also reached out to the point of contact from the city, but yeah, feel free to let him know. It's gonna happen tomorrow. And there will be access, yes, to the garage. I'll let him know.
And then when you pave Warren Street next week, is there any kind of shutdown for a period of time?
It's a, I really can't give you a exact, it will be block by block. But he'll make sure that that it's accessible. Your garage will be accessible. It's just, I really can't tell you, how he's gonna manage it, but your garage will be accessible.
Okay, good, thanks.
He'll have flaggers and all that stuff.
Great. Are there any other questions for Mirza? Okay, thank you. And then National Grid had a conflict with the meeting time this morning, but they did send along an update. They said on Montgomery Street, the gas main has been installed except for a portion that they're working on near City Hall. 3 services remain to be connected. That's the diner, the cafe, and City Hall. So it's still all concentrated around that area. Their biggest challenge will be getting across the intersection of Water Street, and that's due to just the number of underground utilities located in that space. And a walkthrough is being performed this afternoon with the restoration contractor and work will begin as soon as possible to restore those services. On East Jefferson Street, National Grid has shared that the gas main has been installed in the western portion of the block that they're currently working on. And they're currently working on the eastern portion next to Columbus Circle. Early next week, they anticipate making a connection at the Circle as well as a connection at South Warren Street. And then they'll be able to connect the services to the new main. They do anticipate completion of the piping work in the next couple of weeks. And then following that, again, will be the restoration contractor that will be coming through to do the work. But Chris Gorman is the contact for all of National Grid's work. His contact information is in all of the meeting minute notes, as well as on the city's website. Eric, is there anything from the city's business development department?
Nothing else to report at this time, Erica. Thanks. We'll make sure the notes and the video link are posted once they're ready.
Great, thank you. Any other questions or comments from folks who have joined us this morning? Well, it's hard to believe we're hopefully coming through an end. I think we started this back in April. So again, for everyone who's been joining the construction meetings, it's really helpful just to help us all think through all the different users of downtown, and to our friends at the city departments. Thank you so much for making the time each week to provide these updates. So I really appreciate it. Thank you.